Hey guys, it's Tabatha. I'm here to talk to you about Discovery Camp. Discovery Camp is in Columbus, Texas. It's on the other side of Houston, and we take two groups of summer there. We go once with our kids and once with our teens. I've taken our children there for the past 4 years, and I'll be going again with them this summer. The 2015 DC Camp theme was be an eyewitness to God's goodness. It was teaching the kids to keep an eye out for the good things that God's doing around them. On the very first night of camp, there are thousands of campers there. On the first night, 312 children said yes to Jesus for the first time. So we were very happy to be a part of that. And most of the kids in our group either gave their why, said yes to Jesus for the first time, or they rededicated their lives to God. They also told them the very first night, they teach them about Jesus and how the cross saves us and how God can wash away your sin. We always, no matter what the theme of the camp is, first night is always about Jesus and God's goodness and how He can save us. On day 2, we wake up early. It's a grueling schedule while you're there. We're busy the whole time, from the crack of dawn all the way to night. They have so much for the kids to do. Day 2, we woke up, we had Bible trivia after breakfast, and this theme had a space idea going on. So we had this space game where one of the camp directors was trapped in space, and we had to answer Bible trivia questions to get him home. So each church formed a group, and the first one to get all the answers correct would have to run to the front, and you won. So as they were asking the questions, our kids blew me away. They knew so much of the information. And I'm not just talking about Jonah and the whale and Moses and Noah and the ark. I mean, they knew things about blind Bartimaeus and the pillar of salt, how when Lot's wife looked back, our kids were like, not even just saying Lot's wife. They were like, oh, she looked back. She wasn't supposed to look back. So I feel like our kids have been taught very well upstairs, because New Day kids won the game for the morning, and we got the kid that was lost in space, we got him back home. After that, we spend our day riding go-karts, horses, water slides, swimming in the pool. You name it, the kids can do it. They have crafts. There's so much for them to do. Then we have lunch. There's more games and activities. And then we go back for supper and then night church. So we go to church about 3 times a day while we're at camp. On day 3, they talked about how if you're a candle, you can be blown out. But you have to stay in God's Word, and it keeps your candle lit, and your flame will be more eternal and everlasting if you keep putting God's Word into your heart. One of our girls that was with us this year had self-image struggles, with a lot of girls do these days. So they were teaching a lesson about how some things in life are treasures and some things in life are trash. And so this one particular girl came up to me and she said, Miss Tabatha, I found something today. And I said, what, baby? And she said, I know something in my life that's trash. And I said, what? She said, all the things I think bad about myself. I feel like I'm beautiful and I'm a treasure to God. And that just touched my heart so much, that a 7-year-old could get so much out of being at church camp. You know, that changed her life forever. We also learned on day 3 that whatever you spend your time on, that's what you care about the most. So you have to spend time on things that are good and godly. You can't just always play video games or do stuff like that. You have to keep putting stuff in your life that's good, because that's what's going to come out. On day 4, they had a prayer service at nighttime, and again, there are thousands of kids there, and they're praying. They call an altar call, and they have all kind of people praying at the front. And Pastor Rachel is the head pastor over the whole entire church. And she comes out with a microphone, and she's praying. And she calls out to one random kid in the whole audience and puts a microphone and says, baby, you just looked like you were praying so hard. And she said, what were you talking to God about? And the child said, I was just thinking that my God is so good. He's the biggest thing in the universe, and He still cares about me. And that was one of the kids from our church. Out of all of those thousands of kids, they picked a New Day kid that was worshiping. And that spoke volumes to me about what goes on at our church. Our kids are giving every time they had offering, which was every day at church. Our kids were giving. Matter of fact, one of the kids that came here with the least amount of money has given the most in offerings. You know, she could also be buying go-kart tickets or ice cream scoops, but she's giving her money to God. So I just feel like it is such an honor to bring the kids from New Day. They are so well behaved. They know so much about how to pray. I saw one of our little girls, Jalen, laid her hand on a girl that came with our group but doesn't necessarily come to our church all the time. She was laying hands on her and praying for her. We've got Morgan, who senses when God shows up before anybody else. Morgan, you can just watch Morgan and know God's here. We've got Bible knowledge, we've got givers, we've got prayers, we've got kids that worship so much that the pastor of the whole church camp seeks them out to ask them what they were thinking. So I am so proud to be from New Day. I'm proud to take our kids from New Day, but more than that, I'm proud to be a parent of a kid that was raised at New Day.